Hello everybody, happy Friday, I hope you're well, and it is a very, very happy Friday because I have my first special shirt of the year that I'm going to be showing you today. It's one that I've been angling the purchase of since the end of last year, but I have it here now. It has taken quite a little bit of a journey and has been a little bit of administrative stuff behind the scenes, but I'll explain to you all. I am very excited to see what's in here because there's not going to be many of these floating around by virtue of it being a limited shirt. But hopefully it's everything I anticipate it to be. It is inside this large DHL parcel here, which may suggest there's a reason why it's come in such a big box. Otherwise you'd probably just find it in a regular package. So I suppose it's only fair to get this open up and I can put myself out of misery and I can show you what I have been buying. I think possibly I did post this on Instagram when I first saw it as just to say, look how cool this is. But to be able to say that I finally have one myself, I'm pretty excited. So I think it's best I use my scissors to get into this. So it makes it a little bit more of a quicker process. So this is one I've had help with a sort of broker, a friend, who has sort of been a translator slash broker, a fixer. And I'll be shouting a massive shout out to him, because without people like that in the community, there'd really be no way that I'd be able to get shirts quite like this. So let's get that one done. That one's done. Hopefully I didn't show too many personal details of everybody who's been involved. Is that everything? No, there's that one in the corner there, and there's that one there. Definitely well stuck together, this one. So I need to make sure I don't damage anything. I think we're in, possibly. Oh, here we go. So let's just get rid of that. And we have a little air bubble pocket. Now then, here is the shirt. And it comes inside this very nice presentation box there. So it says Sonder Tricot season 2022-23 Mensch, and then it has the Nuremberg sort of motif on the front there. Of course it has the Nuremberg crest there. On the side, Akademie der Bildenden Kunst Nürnberg, which I think is the Academy of Fine Arts, which is what they were partnered with. And then on the rear again you've got the Mensch. Now it does have the retail price there. This one retailed initially at 99.99 euros. Not a cheap shirt. So I suppose the only thing I should do is open it up and make sure the shirt is in here. I presume it's a slide one. Oh no, it's just a magnetized one on here. Ooh, there we go. We've got all sorts of things. Okay then, so what do we have? Does that come off? Nope, that has... So, right. I presume this is the invoice of the first person who bought it. Okay, so that's the invoice. So that shows that it was genuine. Right then, so comes in this sort of box there, presentation. You take away this, put it at that side. It's in mint condition. It's like it's never even been touched. There we go. So let's just set this one aside for a bit. That's a beautiful box, that is. And here we go. There is the shirt. I kind of feel bad getting it out of the wrapper because I almost feel like it's not even found its way out. It's all sealed. But I'm going to get it open for you guys to show you. Where, I don't know. I want to do this a little bit better so it's not ripped. But I can't find the... Is there even an opening on this? I think it's just sealed. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna have to just destroy it. There we go. So let's just keep that for the thingy. Now then. Come on you. Play goal. So, there is the rear of the shirt. So it's a white shirt, which is going to be a predominant theme here. So I hope we can see it. Der Club das Leben. And then we turn around And there we go. Get rid of those tags. And there's the front. What an amazing shirt this is. Beautiful design. And for those of you who are not necessarily too familiar, I'll take great sort of pride in being able to explain to you a little bit about it. It's an interesting one, this one. When I first clocked it, I knew that I was going to be trying my best to get it. It's a special one, but it's a beautiful, well put together. Everything's whited out apart from the mensch, which is on the front there, which effectively translates to human being. This is an amazing shirt. It feels well put together. It's so nice. So I'm going to dress the mannequin, and I'll come back to you and explain to you a little bit about the shirt itself and what it all means. Wow. Okay then, there is the shirt, and I am very, very happy right now. I'm glad I kind of persevered with this purchase. So it is Nuremberg, as you would expect based on what I've been telling you, and it is their mensch shirt that they released for the final game of the first half of this season, before we all broke up before the World Cup. They wore it against Paderborn, and they actually did manage to win 2-1, which is always a nice little bonus when a team is able to win when they wear their limited one-off shirts. Now, this one was purchased via a friend in Germany. A big shout out to my friend Francisco, who helped sort of fix and broker this deal. But it was initially bought from eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is sort of, well, it's like eBay, but in Germany. It's like classified ads. And I'd seen this place before, but there's not really much, I thought, me going onto it and trying to buy things, because it's kind of set up for people living in Germany. I don't think there's going to be too many people who are going to be keen on sending things, especially to the UK. At this point. So I saw quite a few of these listed, and a lot of them obviously had the sizes on, which weren't mediums, and a few didn't. So I dropped my friend a message. I goes, would you be able to message these people and ask them what sizes they have? And then if there are any mediums, maybe we could try and figure something out. So we dropped some messages to some people, and at that point, unfortunately, none of them were mediums. And I was like, well, you know, we tried. But like with a lot of websites, if you visit somewhere and you specifically search something like on eBay, the cookies will be implanted on your sort of phone or your desktop. And next time he was on this website searching for something like games or something, one of the adverts was this shirt. And of course, at this point, it said medium. So he then forwarded a screenshot to me, says, look what I found. What do you think of this shirt? And at that point, I was like, okay then. Let's see what we can do with this. So initially it was sort of listed for €139, which is effectively about £122. However, next to the 139, it had the initials VB, which stands for Verhandlungsbasis, which effectively translates to open to offers, sort of able to sort of barter. And I thought, okay, then that's good. It's already quite clearly an expensive shirt just by buying it from retail. So I thought, well, let's see what we can do with this. So firstly, I asked my friend if we could ask this guy for a few additional photographs, because there were some, but there weren't enough that made me feel super confident to be able to just quickly throw some money at it. I'd rather know that I'm confident before I start putting any offers out. So we received some photographs, and it all looked pretty genuine from our point of view. It's obviously difficult still, but from what we could tell, it looked pretty decent. Now, ultimately, I wanted to offer about €100, but once I saw on the tags that it was €99.99, I felt like that's going to be pretty difficult to get it for that price. Some people, when they buy these sort of limited shirts, they try and get a little bit of money for it. Not that you should be expecting extra money, but it's just generally how it is. So I thought, well, I suppose I best not go in for €100. So my sort of opening up gambit was €115, including shipping to the UK. That was my first suggestion. I thought that was going to be probably quite difficult. So my friend dropped the offer off to this guy, and his counter was €130, including shipping to my friend in Germany. He didn't want to ship to the UK, which I understand. If you've never done it before, shipping across countries can always be a little bit daunting sometimes, because it's just an extra thing to worry about it going missing. So we sort of mulled it over for a few days. I thought, well, what do I want to think about this? It is a lot of money. And then my friend got a message from the seller saying, oh, I'll do it for €121. So this guy was sort of bartering against himself. He's lowering his price. And we both sort of stopped and went, why is he dropping these prices? Like, there's got to be a reason. He's either really desperate for the money, or he's a scammer, and he just thinks if we lower the price, he can still get some good money from it. Now, apparently my friend who had been speaking with, this guy was just looking to sell it so we can get some presents for Christmas. which I suppose is plausible because we were making this purchase kind of around about that time. So I thought, well, let's just see if we can get one last bit of evidence to suggest this is genuine. I goes, can we get a sort of screenshot or photograph of the email receipt or whatever it was to prove that he was able to buy, that he bought this one? And also I suggested, can we use PayPal buyer's protection? So it gives me a little bit of a sort of a good feeling that if it does go wrong, I'm kind of covered there. So he agreed to the PayPal, and then eventually he was able to send through a screenshot because he bought it on his work's address or something, which is hilarious. And it all checked out, and obviously having seen this receipt here, it definitely is all genuine. So at that point, I was like, well, I'm pretty convinced this is fine by me. 121 euros is okay. Obviously knowing that I'm still going to have to pay some postage to get it from Germany into the UK. So we went and did the purchase, and then obviously it was able to be transferred to my friend after a few days. He had a quick look to make sure there was actually a shirt in the box for me. Obviously there was, and then we arranged the postage. So I think the postage was maybe about, I don't know, 13 euros or something. So I just give 20 euros as a little bit of a thank you for helping find the shirt, because he did a lot of behind the scenes stuff. It would have been impossible for me to have done this without his help. So that's always greatly appreciated there. So that's amazing. And then obviously about, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, it arrived at my doorstep. And usually I do like to sort of wait a little bit. I've got some shirts building up, but this one I clearly am very excited to show what I have here, and it is exactly as I'd hoped it to be. So this shirt, with regards to the reason why it was released, it was kind of as a promotional aspect for human rights. It was in collaboration with the Nuremberg Academy of Fine Arts, and it's heavily suggested that this was a statement against the World Cup in Qatar. Of course, there was a lot of sort of boycotting and sort of commentary with regards to the how they were able to get it and the stadium building, etc. And this was sort of the club's way of sort of fighting against it, of course, with it being worn in the final game of the season. And to really highlight the fact that the mentions on the front, Adidas and the club and other sponsors took a back seat on this one, and obviously they whited out their own logos, so the mensch really shines through there. And there's also some sponsors on the sleeves. I think it may be on that one. Again, it's all whited out. And, you know, just from a design point of view, I do like the white out shirts, and specifically if it has quite a cool idea there. Now, this was a limited supply shirt. It was released in only 1,000 pieces. I don't really always understand quite if it's 1,000 per size or just generally 1,000 per, just that's it, regardless across all the kids and all across the adults. And usually they include the playing ones as well. So if it is 1,000, I'm pretty certain there's not going to be many of these floating around in the UK. And that's kind of the reason why I want to buy it. Partnered with that amazing box, which I will admit is possibly the best box I've got so far. The Borussia Dortmund one is quite durable as well, but this one is very, very nice. So other than that, there is a little bit on the back, of course, which says Der Club Das Leben, which is the club, the life. And it's nice. The fact that it was worn during a game where they won, and it just has that sort of history and that story behind it. I think in the future this one's going to be quite a nice little collector's piece, especially when I'm able to pair it with other contemporary sort of limited shirts that I have or maybe have on order. So let me know, what do you think about that? I'm pretty pleased with it. It's quite a unique one. I don't think there's going to be too many floating around, and that's kind of the reason why I think that's what I'm going to be aiming for this year, is to aim for shirts that are a little bit more limited. Yes, it's a little bit more money, and you know, I kind of, once I crash through that threshold with the Borussia Dortmund purchase, it seems to be I'm a little bit more comfortable with buying these shirts. And I think having them all in one place, being able to show them off like that, I think that's going to be quite exciting to do when it comes to sort of contemporary sort of special shirts. So yeah, it's nice. And also, no surprise, I already have a Nuremberg shirt. It's one I've had for, I think this is one of the sort of, when I first started off, it's one of the ones I picked up. Can't remember explicitly where I bought it from. I think it probably was Classic Football Shirts, and I don't think I paid all that much money for it. I want to say maybe about £20. Of course, it's still brand new, so I think at some point this one will probably go on for sale, because it's kind of a pretty basic shirt. There's not really anything that stood out about it, and I'm never a huge fan of that particular colour. And then when you compare it with something like this, and it's a chef's kiss. It's beautiful. So what a wonderful shirt. So that is kind of the first special shirt that I'm going to be showing you, but I do have some more that will be arriving at some point, but I will space them out because otherwise I'll end up buying too many of them, and I don't want to oversaturate things. So I'm pretty pleased. It's a nice way to start the year. And a big thank you to the unknown person at the first part who was keen on selling it and allowed me to have a little bit of money off. And then my super friend Francisco in Germany, who's always happy and keen to help me out when it comes to football shirts. So that is it. That is my shirt. Let me know what you think. And I hope you guys have a great weekend ahead. I'm going to have a great weekend taking photographs of this and put it on my website. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. Goodbye.